This video, of course, is for anyone who needs it, but I'm making it with a specific person in mind, and that is someone who, like me, has never lost somebody and is trying to understand how to help somebody else through it. Hello and welcome to or back to my channel. My name is Sarah and this channel is Sarah Refined, where we usually discuss self-development and how it affects the physical, mental, emotional, spiritual, and financial aspects of our lives. Today is a bit of a different video. As you've read the title, this is how to help a friend when they're grieving. And it's not typically a video that would fit my channel concept, but I do think that as we develop as better people and we're improving ourselves, we do become better friends and we help better the people around us. This video, of course, has got a very sad undertone. It's been on my mind for a while, for a couple of months to make this video. And lately I'm just feeling it more and more like I should do it. So here I am making this video, and I'm really sorry if you need this because that means that you've got a friend in a sad predicament. But I think this video can add a lot of value to anyone who is trying to figure out how to be a good friend and to help somebody who is suffering and grieving the loss of a family member or friend. But it's a very different role to play, hurting for somebody who's grieving. Most likely you would do anything to ease their pain. You'll wish that you could share it. You'll wish that it was you and not them, because this person you love is in so much heartache and there's nothing you can do that's going to fix it. So since there is nothing you can do to change the situation, here is some advice that I hope will help you help them. Number one is that it's not about you. This is a really hard one. Often we give people empathy and our condolences, and we offer to do stuff because it's gonna make us feel better. But it's not about us. A lot of us want to take on some of the guilt because if we're guilty for something, we can fix it. I have a friend who was recently in this situation and she'd had a really stressful week, so she was lamenting to her best friend about it all, and he was being amazing and supporting her through it and being a really good friend. Later on in the week, she found out that somebody very close to him had received really bad news. So my friend immediately started feeling guilty about complaining about all these trivial things when he had so much stuff he was dealing with. Her and I talked and she was able to acknowledge that she was trying to feel guilty, trying to make something her fault so that she could apologize and somehow make the situation better. All while knowing that that's not how it works. Her friend hadn't told her about his situation, and he probably chose not to tell her because she was his semblance of normal. So the very first piece of advice I'm giving you is to remember that this is not about you. You're going to be hurt. The person you love, especially if they're so close to you, they're in a lot of pain, and we are going to hurt for them. That's called empathy, and that is healthy and normal. However, you cannot take on their pain. You can simply support them through it. The second piece of advice I have for you when helping a friend grieve is to start your own letter, and you're never going to send it to them. This can be in a journal or a notebook. You could also just write it on loose leaf paper. I prefer to write it in my computer because I can kind of go through and edit my thoughts if I want to, and I can also continue adding to it. We sometimes think that people will feel better talking about it. That's up to them to decide. So rather than bringing up all these subjects and saying all the things you want to say to them to make you feel better, start a letter instead. The letter you write is to help you. Typically when we're hurt or upset, we turn to our best friend. And when they're the one that is suffering, you cannot turn to them. They have enough on their plate right now. The reason I like to work on the computer is because this way when you are writing a letter, you can also add to it day by day. As things change, as situations go on, everything you want to tell them that you know is just maybe not quite appropriate right now or something that they really won't care about right now, you can write into this letter. And then you still feel like you're telling them, but it allows you to censor your thoughts, and then when you do talk to them, you can still tell them certain things, but it's in a much more refined way. The third piece of advice I'm offering when it comes to helping others deal with grief is to find a third party to talk to. This could be a counselor, this could be somebody who's like a grief therapist, it could be even a close friend, but I would really recommend it to be somebody who does not know the friend and their situation. Talk to somebody who is preferably a good listener, because right now you don't need a lot of answers, you just need to vent. I know you think you want answers and that's why you're even searching for articles and videos on how to help a friend who's grieving, but really you just need to talk, because chances are you've never had someone so close to you hurting so bad. This combined with the letter writing, I've been told is the best advice I've given on this subject. So hopefully if you made it this far, that helps you as well. The fourth piece of advice on helping a friend grieve is to match their emotion. A lot of times when somebody is suffering like this, we assume they're going to be sad, they're going to be depressed, and they're going to go through all these down emotions. And that, of course, is natural, but that's up for them to decide when they want to do that. Take your lead from them. Let them guide the energy in the room. And if they want to sit and laugh and just completely forget about something, it doesn't matter if it's the night after the person close to them passed away or if it's 3 months later. Let them deal with their emotions how they want to, within a healthy way, of course. So what I'm saying is let them lead the emotion and follow their lead. Number 5 is to justify their feelings. It's not uncommon for somebody to say, it's almost relieving. And then they often follow that up with, I feel like such a bad son, or I feel like such a bad daughter. Like, how can I be relieved that my parent has passed away? My advice is just to say something like, I can totally understand how you feel that way, but I think that you are completely human and that this is just a normal feeling because that was a lot of pressure on you and it's off, and that's okay because you're actually just happy that they're no longer in pain. So you can kind of spin it in a way where you're empathizing with what they're saying, but you're not denying what they're feeling, because that's a big part of it. That's essentially what I'm saying here, is don't deny what they're feeling. Let them know you love them unconditionally and you will be there to support them unconditionally, regardless of their feelings to the situation. So those are my 5 tips on this subject, and I know it's a bit of a heavy subject, so I hope this video is helpful. A couple last minute things I wanted to say is hydrate. This is so random, but when you have somebody going through something so awful, they're crying a lot and they're stressed a lot and they're not eating properly. There is so much going on that they are so overwhelmed. They need to hydrate properly. So every time you see this friend, grab a glass of water. People will often copy what they think you're doing, so drink a lot of water yourself and encourage them to drink a lot of water. Remember also that it's okay for you to cry. I remember when, in all my situations where my friends have been suffering like this, I have gone to bed and sobbed for hours and hours and hours because my heart is breaking for them. And that is okay. You have to feel your own emotions and you're allowed to feel your own emotions. This is not telling you you're not allowed to feel stuff. It's just telling you to set it aside or find a different way to deal with it without pushing it onto your friend. Lastly, remember to treat them as your friend. Not your friend whose parent is dead, or their friend whose sister died, or whatever the situation is. Just treat them like your friend who is going through a rough time. Support them the way you would, listen to them, bring them their favorite things, and understand that they might reject your gifts and your time, and they might not want to talk to you. It's gonna suck for you. I know the feeling, but there's nothing you can do anyway. So write your letter, drink your water, cry your own tears, and just prepare yourself for when they do need you, because they will. And it's gonna never be a one-time thing. It's gonna go on for years, but it's gonna get easier and you are going to get stronger and they are going to appreciate it so much. Because right now, when their world is falling apart, you can be that one constant normalcy. So that is all I have to say on this today. I know this video is not really what my channel normally is about, but I hope it helps you if you found it. Typically, I make videos on self-development with the physical, mental, emotional, spiritual, and financial aspects of our lives. And if that is something you are interested in, please subscribe. So give this video a thumbs up. And lastly, remember, when you improve yourself, you improve the world. Bye.